Out in the U.S. state of Texas. The U.S. National Weather Service says the flooding from Tropical Storm Harvey is unprecedented. They say it's beyond anything experienced before. And here's the thing to take heed of. Officials say the worst, that may be yet to come. A record-breaking 50 inches of rainfall, more than 120 centimeters, could fall over the next few days.
Unbelievable amount. And of course the storm, which first hit the state as a major hurricane on Friday, has killed at least 2 people. Thousands have been rescued from the high waters. US President Donald Trump is scheduled to tour the devastation on Tuesday.
The mayor of Houston, Texas, says that more than 1,000 people have been rescued across that metro area, and at least 1,500 have been evacuated to shelters. Still, though, with so much destruction, many people are asking the question, why was there no mandatory evacuation ordered before this storm? On Sunday, the mayor defended his decision. Listen.
The decision that we made was a smart one. It was in the best interest of Houstonians. It was the right decision in terms of their safety. And always we must put the interests of the city of Houston and Houstonians first. That's exactly what we did. Absolutely no regrets. We did what was the right thing to do, and we are acting according to the plan that we laid out.
Well, joining me now on the line is Houston resident Rick Campbell. Rick, thank you so much for talking with us under such difficult circumstances, of course. Your home was flooded. Talk to us about how you and your family were affected by Hurricane Harvey as it hit, and then, of course, the catastrophic flooding that followed.
Well, essentially, we took in a little water starting about 5:30 this morning. And pretty soon it started just flowing right on in. We were prepared for it. I spent all day Friday moving furniture up, getting papers and boxes and putting them up, getting anything we needed to save in a safe storage place so we wouldn't be looking and finding things later on that had been destroyed. So we were able to cope with the flooding as it came in. All we could do for the longest time was just sit and watch as the water came in. But it never got high enough in our house, fortunately, to threaten our electricity. So we were able to keep our TV on, our lights on, and the air conditioner running. So it wasn't as bad for us as it was for a lot of people.
Yeah, certainly a better outcome for you than others. How difficult, though, was it for you and your family to make the decision that you were going to hunker down and sit it out in your home right throughout this whole event?
Well, there comes a point where if you don't leave, you can't leave. By the time we had pretty much decided to stick around, looking back on the evacuation for Rita and other evacuations which were just disasters, we were going to take our chances. We did not think that the water would get deep enough to threaten our lives. Basically, we were just expecting a lot of inconvenience in our house. And I have 3 children, but they're away in various places right now, so it's just my wife, myself, and our cat here. Our cat was not very happy about the whole situation because she doesn't like water. But my wife and I worked together on it and worked as a team, and we sat around just kind of discussing what our options were. And for the longest time, there were no options. All we could do was watch the water come up and hope that it wasn't just going to come up too much.
Right, and of course, the problem for you and for your neighbours and for people in that whole area is that now we're hearing from the forecast that it's more than likely this rain will continue into the midweek, if not to the end of the week. So talk to us about how that's affecting your neighbourhood and what sort of cleanup you think will be required, certainly where you are.
The hardest thing, I think, cleanup-wise, is going to be getting people in to look at the damage and getting people in to haul off trash. The last flood on Tax Day last year, stuff sat on the curbs for like a month because they just didn't have the personnel to pick all the trash up that was thrown out. So that's going to be a big factor once the water goes down. As far as the water goes, I'm really thinking that, I mean, the future goes, next couple of days, I'm really thinking we may be out of trouble here from the way the storms are moving and what the forecasters are saying. It looks like the really bad stuff's going to be further over in East Texas. And I hate to wish bad on anybody, but for us in Houston, that's our best case scenario.
Right.
Unfortunately, I have a grown daughter who lives in the next county, and her house was flooded for the third time in about 15 years last night. And she had a lot more water than we had. And she's going to be in the epicenter even of the next ban that's supposed to come through. So
Right.
I'm feeling very blessed right now. I'm really worried about people I know out in the rural areas of
Understandably, yes. You and your family are very lucky, you know, given the circumstances. And yeah, Houston cannot really take any more rain, because the problem is this water's got to go somewhere. It's got to drain out somewhere. But Rick Campbell, thank you so much for talking with us, and we do wish you and your family, and of course all your neighbours, the very best under these very, very difficult circumstances.
Now, Rick rightly points out that the stronger rains, the bands will move further east, but at the same time, you know, that storm is still going to stick around the Houston area. People will be waiting for several days. So, still ahead here on this show, so many people in desperate need. We will hear, though, from one football player who's raising thousands of dollars to help victims.
Day 13. If only this were as easy as saving $600 when you switch to Progressive. Winds stirring, too treacherous for a selfie. Sure, I've taken discounts to new heights with Safe Driver and paperless billing, but the price at the top is worth every last breath. Here we go. Got him. Wait a minute. Whole wheat waffles?
Everyone has got a dream. You know what I mean?
Hey, is this our turn? Honey, our turn?
Yeah, we go left right here.
Great adventures are still out there. We'll find them in our Subaru Outback.
Love, it's what makes a Subaru a Subaru.
Get 0% APR financing for 63 months on all new 2017 Outbacks. Ends August 31st.
You know you get 3 courses, right?
Oh, yeah.